Your comfort needs are in good hands with Anthem Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Our skilled technicians provide professional, punctual, and quality HVAC services you can depend on. For a comfortable and healthy indoor environment year-round, call Anthem.
Good morning, Mike here with Anthem Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Today we're going to talk about home maintenances for desert dwellers. That's all of us here in the Coachella Valley, especially us full-time dwellers out here, because we are here full-time, but also those who are still getting ready to leave their homes and go back to where it's a little bit cooler for the summer. Our winter birds here are going to be flying away soon. But home maintenance is still really important for all of us here. Maintenances on your air conditioner system. Right now, we're going into summer. It's your spring maintenance. So you want to do this before the heat really hits. Starting to get pretty warm out here. I think that today is going to be in the mid 80s. And by Thursday or Friday, we're actually going to be into the 90s. And I think we peak at 98 degrees this week. So it is getting up there. We have a contest to see the first day of 100 degrees out there. I don't think it's going to happen this week, but it is coming soon. So if you haven't seen our contest for guess the day of first 100-degree day out here in the desert, check us out. It's on our website, and then it's on our social media pages. So look for that and put your guess in if you haven't already. Air conditioning maintenance. This is a great time for your spring maintenance. We want to get in there right now before you're really turning it on, before your system starts to get used heavy. We're ramping up. We're just starting to put our foot on the gas pedal, and you want to make sure that your car is tuned up before you do that. And you want to make sure your air conditioner system's tuned up before you start using it heavy in the summertime. When we go out there and do a maintenance, ideally, get a professional. Have Anthem come out, get a professional company to come out there and give you a proper maintenance on your air conditioner systems. We're going to come out there. We're going to actually open up your condensers. That's the outside box condenser. And we're going to clean that from the inside, pushing the dirt out. So we take the lid off. We use a soap solution in there. We clean your condenser from the inside, pushing all that dirt out of your unit. We clean the bottom of your condenser. And then we go through and we check all your electrical components. We check your capacitors, your contactors, your motors, everything that's in there to make sure that the amp draws on that are proper, that they're not pulling too much electricity and going to burn out. We want them to last you all summer long. And right now is a time to make sure that they're ready for this summer coming up. We also take a look at your refrigerant levels. Your refrigerant levels, we hook gauges up, check your refrigerant levels, and make sure that they're at the proper settings. So you don't want them too high, too much refrigerant. It's like overfilling a cup, but you don't want them too little where you have nothing to drink. So too much in there is going to cause problems for your air conditioner system. Too little, also going to cause problems for your air conditioner system. You need the right setting for your refrigerant. We want to make sure it's set properly. Typically, it does not leak out, but there are minor leaks that can happen. We have little gaskets that actually seal the ports closed. We have fittings that go together, and there's just little areas where potential minor leaks can happen, which we can fix. And then obviously, if you are really low on refrigerant, we want to find where that major leak is occurring. So it could be your coil, could be your condenser, could be your line set in between, something like that. And your compressor is ready to go to turn on every day this summer when you need it. At the same time, we're going to go into your where your air handler or furnace is and look at the coil that is attached to your furnace and coil. So the coil typically sits on top of your furnace. Sometimes it sits below. But That's where the air blows. That's where the refrigerant from the outside unit actually connects to the inside unit. You need to make sure that that's clean. That's why a clean filter is really important, because a clean filter is going to make sure that your coil stays clean. If that coil starts to clog up, it's got a whole bunch of little fins that the air flows through that holds that really cold refrigerant. You want to make sure that that is clean so the air can flow through it nice and smoothly, no restrictions, keeps your indoor air quality clean, etc. So when we look at your coil, make sure that's clean, make sure that your blower inside your furnace is clean, and then also change that filter. We'll change that filter for you during our maintenances. So if we're out there, we can change that filter. Typically, we include a 1-inch filter for you. Those are the ones I say change often, change monthly. Try not to let it go over 3 months without a filter change, especially in the summertime when your air conditioner system is running all the time. Change them more often as they get clogged up. It's going to restrict airflow, and then some of that dirt eventually will start to pass through and start to clog your coil. That can be an expensive repair. And your condensation line, as your air conditioner actually has the warm air going through, hitting those cold coils, and it changes that temperature to a colder temperature in the air, it's collecting a lot of moisture out of that air. And there's a condensation line, that's a water line that actually drains that water to the outside of your home. You want to make sure that that is cleared. It's really important if you're doing a home maintenance, even if you're doing it yourself, clear that condensation line. You want to blow whatever's in it out and pour some water in, make sure it's flowing freely. If that gets plugged up, it's going to back up into your house, and that's where leaks happen. If your system's in the ceiling, that's where you're going to end up with drywall damage. If it's in the garage or closet, you still end up with some drywall damage because there's drywall in there, but you end up with problems, and then air conditioning shuts down, isn't working, host of problems. We do have devices that actually can help with this. We have what's called a Jones valve. That actually is a valve. If you have a pipe, it's a valve that goes on top. It allows us to basically direct our pressure when we clear the line one way to blow it out this way. We change the valve so that it now goes back the other way. We can clear it in both directions instead of just trying to clear it all at one time, in which it's going to find the path of least resistance. So if you have a clog over here, you blow air into your pipe, it's going to go, oh, I can't go this way, but I'm blowing air that way. If you have a clog over here, it blows it that way. So you want to be careful. The Jones valve is a great thing to add to your system to make sure you clear your line properly. And then a shutoff valve. The shutoff valve, emergency shutoff valve, it actually will shut the system off if it feels the water is not flowing properly, starting to come up before it leaks into your home. It'll shut your system down. An inconvenience, yes. But avoiding thousands and tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage to your home, completely worth the inconvenience of having this thing shut down for a couple hours while you call us to come out and check it out, in which we find a clogged condensation line, blow it out, reset everything, and you're back up to and working without the headache of calling an insurance company to put in an insurance claim, or dealing with drywall damage that stains or discolors your ceiling, or potentially could drop the whole ceiling if it gets wet enough. The last thing, the safety item that we can offer, is a pan. This pan actually goes under your coil, and if it happens to back up and drip, it drips into the pan, catching that water. And again, you want your system to shut off, because if that pan is catching the water and then dripping out another line, you could potentially fill that pan up and have a problem without even knowing it. Your condensation line has 2 areas that it goes out to if it's in the attic. When your systems are in the attic, they have us put 2 lines going out. One actually comes out and goes down, and you'll see it dropping at the bottom of your home. So if you walk around your house, you'll see a little, typically it's PVC, could be copper, but PVC coming out. You'll see an area. That's good if water's coming out of there. If you see water coming out of there, your system is working properly, Okay. Water coming out of that lower condensation line is a good sign. Water coming out from a condensation line that is above a door or a window, bad sign. So if you happen to see water dripping from above a window or a door where a condensation line comes out, that's your secondary condensation line. That's saying the first line's plugged up and now we've gone to our emergency condensation line and that line is now dripping. You need to get that fixed. So we need to clear your primary if that is an issue that you notice. So if you see water dripping above a window or a door, call us, get us out there. We'll fix that for you before it becomes a problem and starts causing issues on your drywall. Air conditioner systems in your in a closet or in a garage, typically both of them, because it has to be lower than the system, are down at the bottom. There's a primary and a secondary. If you see water dripping out of the lower one, they may be an inch off or so. That's good. If it's dripping out of the higher one, not so good. So just take a look at that, but clear your condensation lines. So that's pretty much what we want to look at in our summertime. Get your system ready, up, operational. We do a similar one, but more for the furnace in the fall. And that's where we look at your more of a safety issues, which is your furnace valves, your blower, your flue vent, things like that, to make sure that's an issue. And I can go over that in the fall with you. But right now, time for your furnace maintenance, or I'm sorry, your air conditioning maintenance. The other maintenance that you're going to want to do, and this is an annual maintenance, is your plumbing maintenance. Your plumbing maintenance is where we come out. We're actually going to look at your water heater. This is the biggest part of it. We're going to flush your water heater. A lot of people don't know this, but the manufacturers of water heaters state in their booklets and in their maintenance guides that it needs to be flushed once a year. So we want to go out there. We want to flush that water heater, get all that sediment that's built up over the year flushed out. Make sure it doesn't cause a problem to where it builds up and solidifies so long that you can't flush it. And also that sediment that's in there, the more that builds up in there, the more it's getting into your water system. So the more it gets into your pipes, comes out of your faucets, into your drinking water and cooking water. With your faucets and stuff, you'll start to notice that the sediment will build up in there. If you're able to take off the little screen that's on most of our faucets, they're aerators. If you take them off and look in there, you'll see little tiny rocks and pebbles and things like that. That's all like calcium that's gone through your water system into your pipes, and that little screen is now catching it. We want to clean those screens for you and make sure that those faucets are flowing properly, will last a long time. Your shower head, same thing. We're going to clean off any calcium buildups on that. We'll check for pipes underneath your sinks, around your toilets, in your laundry room, to make sure they're not leaking, make sure that everything's tight, that the drain lines are properly draining, that there's no kinks or backups in your drain lines, and that you have the right water pressure in your house. It's really important. If you have too much water pressure in your house, you're putting too much pressure on those lines, pressure on those faucets, pressure on everything in your home. And if you don't have the right water pressure, those lines have the potential to burst. I've had that happen in my house. It's not a good thing. So it costs a lot of money. And once those lines burst, especially if you're not home, which always happens when you're not home. I mean, I don't think anybody tells me, oh, I was home and all of a sudden my water line to my toilet burst. It's always, I wasn't home. I was at work for 8 hours. I came home and my house was flooded. Bad situation, but that's because of water pressure typically that those lines start to give out. So we want to make sure your water pressure is set properly with a pressure regulating valve or reducing valve, and that everything's set for your home. We can add some items that will automatically check for leaks in your home and shut things off automatically. Those are automatic shut-off valves. Will protect your home. A lot of insurance companies are actually requiring that on customers' homes. but great product for customers, especially like those who are away from home a lot, or the winter birds, those people who leave their homes. If you're ready to leave your house, have us come over and do a summarization of your home. We'll make sure we turn that water pressure down, reducing any chances of leaks. We'll make sure that we've put liquid into your drain lines that's non-evaporating, so that you don't have the evaporation and now you have sewer gases coming into your home. We get your home ready, and then when you're about ready to come back, or when you do return, we're here for you to get your home ready back to live-in condition, turning up that water pressure, clearing those lines, and getting you so that you're happy with a properly maintained and safe home. But give us a call if you're here in the desert or in Riverside area. We want to do a maintenance for you, make sure that you're ready for summer and that you have a safe, happy summer this year. So give us a call at Anthem. Our maintenance program is $14.95 a month for the monthly maintenance program. That includes a spring maintenance on your air conditioner, a fall maintenance on your air conditioner system, and the plumbing. We can also offer an annual one. It's $185 for our annual maintenance program. It includes the exact same thing. It's just not paid monthly. So a lot of people like the discount and the monthly plan because it's so little. We'll work with you on the dates that the money comes out or is withdrawn from your account, and or charged to your credit card. And it's a great program to be on. If you do need a one-time tune-up, it's a $99 one-time tune-up. Come out there, take care of you, change that filter, make sure you're summer ready. Also a great value for the service that you're going to get. Give us a call at Anthem. We'd love to help you and make sure that you're ready for this year's summer.
When plumbing problems arise, make Anthem Air Conditioning and Plumbing your first call. With professional, punctual, and reliable services, we keep your plumbing systems running properly for your comfort and convenience. Call Anthem today.